What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today. If you guys did not hear the news yet, we hit 5 four-man entries in a 36-hour period. We hit 3 entries yesterday. One being an 8.75, one being a 9.75, and one being an 8x. And then if you look through yesterday, we hit I think this was a 9.5x, and then we hit a 3.5x or something like that as well. We have dominated Prizepicks, guys. We are now up on the year 104 units on Prizepicks right here. We had a 30-unit day yesterday with all of these caches. There was one period of time, like I said, if you looked at my Prizepicks account, because some of the following day's picks were kind of bleeding over, that in one day, in a 24-hour span, we were up 40-plus units in a 24-hour span. So all I can say is I hope you guys are in the VIP, right? I told you guys we win long-term. There's really nothing else to say. I come on these videos every single day, and I talk about the same sort of stuff. If you guys saw last Sunday, we had all of these setups, right? I'm trying to find the screenshots of it, but we had all of these setups on Sunday. We had this one set up, we had this one set up, we had an MMA setup. I've talked about this a couple of times already. And on Sunday, for some reason, all of these entries ended up missing, right? By one kill and whatnot and all that, just all this shenanigans. And I honestly didn't even really feel much. I was like, you know what? Our time's going to come. We're going to eventually have one of those just absolute breakthrough days. And here it is, guys. Here it is. Right here, you see it, a 30-unit day right in front of you. Now, with that being said, this is not even close to one of our best days ever. We've actually had a day like this where we hit 5 in one day. Actually, it was 5.5 because one of them we had a 3-man. So we hit 5 4-man entries and 1 3-man. If you guys know about that day, you know. That was a crazy day. And I say because it was actually the Super Bowl day. So it was one of the craziest days ever, all of those entries hitting. But I want to focus on today. Crazy, insane day. I really have nothing to go over other than just like you guys see the entries. What do you know? What are we doing here? Right? It's what I talk about every day. It's really not that it's really not that difficult. It's very simple. I take Valorant correlation right here. I take soccer correlation right here. I take soccer correlation right here. I take League of Legends correlation right here. Obviously, all of it hits. I take Counter-Strike correlation right here. As you'll see, these guys are extremely correlated together. How do I know that? These guys are right on the line together. So both of these guys got about 60% of their line. Why? Because it was a short game. Both of these guys get about 50 to 40% of their line. Why? Because they lost one of these games really badly, right? They had a loss and then they had a win. I believe they had a loss and a win. And in that loss, they both got like 0 kills in that loss. That's how badly they played, okay? And then, again, finishing this up, we had a League of Legends play right here. All of these picks, none of these entries were even close. None of these entries were even a sweat, right? You'll see both of these guys go way under their line. Both of these guys go way under their line. All of these guys go way over their line. And then really the closest one, I guess you could say was Wayne, but this honestly isn't even that close in sports betting, right? 9 and his line's 10. That's not even really that close. And then on top of it, guys, obviously these are misses, so, take it how you want it. But this guy literally misses by 1 kill. I watched this game. This guy could have easily went over, but he didn't. And that's a miss. But of course, it was a super close miss. And then right here as well, guys, this one could have been I think this would have been a 5x if we hit this one. But this guy right here also misses by 0.5. So you guys see what I mean, right? We had some very close misses on top of having a 30-unit day. So this day could have been a 40-plus unit day very easily. And I also want to talk about this type of entry, right? Because what I want to say with this entry right here, which is a miss, and this is a beautiful correlated entry, a correlated miss right here. The thing about how I think about these entries, guys, is this pick right here that missed for us and this pick right here that hits for us for an 8x, these two entries, I do not think any different between these entries, right? Just because this entry hit, I'm not going to come on here and say, oh my gosh, this was such a better call. We need to start hitting entries like this all the time. This entry and this entry are exactly the same. Why are they exactly the same? Because in Counter-Strike, we took them under together. In Counter-Strike, we took these guys under together. And in this particular game, if I can get some of this stuff out of the way, these guys went way over, right? I can tell that this game probably went into overtime or this game probably went into a longer type of game. Now, I didn't watch this game, but I can just tell because this guy had 39 kills, this guy had 32 kills, so I can already tell that this one went into a longer game, and that's completely fine. That's going to happen sometimes, right? Sometimes you're going to have a very short game where both guys go under, just like this. Sometimes you're going to have a longer game where guys go into overtime and both of these guys hitting together. Both of these guys hitting together in a longer game is exactly what we're looking for. This is exactly our part of our strategy. So I guess with all that being said, these two entries right here, just because one missed and just because one hit, that really doesn't mean anything to me. These entries right here are beautiful, correlated, right on the money, right on the strategy, and it's exactly what I like to see. Now, yesterday's pick of the day was right here with Brianna Stewart. She played really bad. She went like 4 for 12. So I will say, I'll take that one to the chin. This was a really bad call. I should not have taken her over 21.5. I wish I wouldn't have taken her. So this was not a good call on Bree Stewart. Now, with this Valorant play, I do want to go over this. You will see that Demon 1 got 46 kills. So if you guys have learned in the VIP, and what do we do with correlation, guys? In Counter-Strike and in Valorant, a longer game equals more kills. A shorter game equals less kills. So because this guy got 46 kills, what do you think happened in this game, right? What do you think happened in this game? I'm sure you can guess. What happened in this game is it was a longer game. I have the game pulled up right here. The first game goes into overtime, just like I said it probably would, and just, it did. And just as I said, if the game goes into overtime, that's going to mean more kills. And as you'll see, if you read through all these kills, this guy is 32, 27, 14, 15, 9. So this guy really underperformed, but the game does go into overtime. Demon 1, 22, 18, 21, 12, and 16. So both of these teams do have a pretty bad underperformer, but for the most part, because the game goes into overtime, they get a lot of kills. Now, the second game was kind of middle of the road. It was 8 to 13. And then you have, 20, and I'm not going to go everything, but kind of a middle of the road type of kills here. But overall, I believe if you add all that together, that is 47-ish rounds, something like that. I think it's like 47 or 49. I might have my math wrong. But because it's 47 rounds, what I always say, guys, if the game goes more than 45 rounds, that's going to mean more kills. So unfortunately, Eggster didn't play. I have no idea why some of these esports guys don't play, guys. Really, I just, do they get sick? Do they get subbed out? Like, do they have to go to the doctor or something? I have no idea, but I can almost guarantee this guy would have went over, again, because the game went into overtime. You'll see all of his teammates also pretty much went over because these games go into a longer game. So that's how it works. You'll see all these things that I take in the VIP are very, very similar stories. Now, I already talked about Bree Stewart. It wasn't a great call. That's fine. Sometimes picks are not going to be great. I sometimes in the NBA and WNBA, I'm going to tell you guys that the pick was good. We just got a little bit unlucky. This just wasn't a good pick, right? So obviously, guys, we are up 104 units now on Prizepicks and Underdog. Now, with that being said, by the middle of the year, so by the middle of June, my goal is to be up 200 units. Why? Because my ultimate goal, I'm setting it all out in front of you guys, my ultimate goal for the year is to be up 500 units. If that sounds really incredibly way out there, well, I'm telling you guys, we're up 1,000 units in the past 2 years, all right? We're up about 1,000 units in the past 2 years. So 500 units is completely doable. In 2024, we actually went up about 500 to 600 units. So all I'm asking is to recreate what we did in 2024. 2025, we went up about 300 to 350 units. So we're pretty much just trying to aim right in the middle of what we did in 2024 to what we did in 2025 and aim right smack dab in the middle and pretty much go up 500-ish units. That would obviously be another incredible year added to our arsenal. But to do that, we're going to have to be up about 200 units by mid-year. And then once football season starts, be up about 250 to 270 units. And then by the end of football season or around that, late December kind of playoff time, be up at that 500 unit range, all right? So I'm laying it all out in front of you guys. Hopefully you guys understand that if you go up 500 units and you pay like $200 to get a VIP pass for the year, you're going to probably pay that off like maybe 30 to 50x over, right? So if you get a VIP pass for like $200, and by the time the playoffs roll around for football, you'll probably be up like $3,000 to $4,000, something like that is what I would estimate. So that would pay off, I don't know, like 50 to 100 times over, I would say. So that would obviously be worth your money to go ahead and invest in something like that, like a yearly pass or even a lifetime membership, guys. I always want guys to join my lifetime. If you if you're up for it and if you truly understand what I do here. Now, with that being said, I have a massive offer for you guys. So if you guys don't know, I do charge quite a lot for my monthly VIP. I charge about $250 for a month. The reason why I charge so much, guys, is because I offer a very, very, very premium service here, guys. I'm not offering a service that we go up like 30 units or we go up like 100 units a year. I strive for 500 unit years. This is what we've been able to accomplish year after year. That is why I charge so much. Now, with that being said, what I want out of anything in the world is for more people to get under my VIP and more people to actually profit long-term using Prizepicks, using the correlation that I talk about every day. And I got a lot of feedback that so many people want to get into the VIP. They want to renew their VIP access, but just the $250 at that point in time for them and with their bankroll and everything is just too much for them. And honestly, I got to say, I understand, right? It's hard to go up, like $400, $500 and then spend $250 on the VIP every month, right? It feels like you're kind of floating in the water. So with that being said, I am offering my VIP for $38 a month, month after month after month after month, okay? So what this means is this is not a 1 month discount. This is not a 2 month discount. This is $38 VIP access every single month. As long as you do not cancel, you will lock in this $38 month after month after month. Even 5 years down the road, this will be $38. Now, with that being said, if you're going to bet with me for 5 years, you might as well just lock in lifetime VIP access, and you can obviously text me about that if you want it. But $38. With that being said, this is the absolute lowest that this type of deal will ever go. I can promise you that, all right? What I'm planning to do, really this stuff is not set in stone yet. I'm kind of working this out, but what I'm planning to do is offer it at 38 right now. And then as we creep closer to football season, bump this up to maybe 50, then bump it up to like 60, and then bump it up to like 75 or something like that. And then maybe go into the range of like $75 to $99 or something like that during football season, okay? Now, football season is obviously huge for us. It's our peak. But as I'm telling you guys right now, you can lock it in for $38 month after month. And once we get to August, once we get to September, you will have it at 38, and I can guarantee you I'm going to be offering this for 70 to 75, maybe even more come football season, okay? So lock it in now. There's a huge misconception that all we do is profit in football season. We can profit all year long because of soccer, because of esports, guys. Honestly, during football season, I'm sending out a ton of esports plays also. Like half of the plays I send out is always esports, okay? Now, a lot of long-winded stuff today, but truly, I hope you guys do not just click on these videos and just scroll through and just like try to find the pick, because this is truly not what this channel is about. I want you guys to win long-term with my VIP, but I want you guys to win long-term because of the mindset you have and by using correlation, okay? That's my main thing, my main driver out there, all right? Now, if you don't want to pay $38, I recommend doing it because, again, it's going to go up. But you can get 2 months free of my VIP, completely free with Bovada. So how this is going to work is you put 25 into Bovada with my code. Text me. You'll text me right here from my code. And then once you do that, it's actually a link. Once you do that, you put 25 in. I'll send you my lock of the day. All right, there's going to be a lock of the day in the Pistons game that's happening. And if the play hits, great. If the play misses, I'm going to Venmo or Cash App you back the money that you just put into Bovada. So it's completely risk-free. You're getting paid back anyway if it loses. So it's completely risk-free to you, and I'm sponsoring a free pick for you. Now, with that being said, if you do sign up with my link, you text me Bovada first to my number that's right here, and you do that deposit, I will get you 2 months free of my VIP. No questions asked. Whether the play hits or not, you'll get 2 free months of my VIP. Code of the day, guys, 566. This is going to be my code that will give one lucky guy 1 month free of the VIP if you're quick enough. So hopefully you guys can go ahead and lock that in. Now, let's get into the actual pick of the day. Real quick, guys, comment down below if you guys cashed in the VIP or you guys cashed some entry today with me. I'd really appreciate some feedback, and the VIP guys getting hyped in the comments always just hypes me up. So let's get into the plays today. All right, we have 2 Counter-Strike guys, and we are taking them both under together, right? So what do we expect to happen? What are we hoping to happen? We are hoping for a shorter game, all right? Shorter Counter-Strike and Valorant games mean less kills. So if this team loses really badly or the shorter game happens, then both of these guys are likely to go under together, all right? And I'm going to show you guys what that means, all right? And I do this kind of every day. And I do want to say, when I do this demonstration, I most of the time am not even checking, if these guys go under with a shorter game or not beforehand. I just know in my heart in my brain that with Counter-Strike, shorter game equals less kills, longer game equals more kills. It's kind of like in an NFL game. If I told you that the score of an NFL game was 50-45, you'd probably be like, oh, well, it was probably a crazy offensive game. There's probably like 500 passing yards by both quarterbacks. And most of the time, you'd probably be right. If it was 45-50, it was probably a crazy, electrifying offensive game. Now, if the game was 10-3 or 7-3, then in your mind, you're probably like, well, there's probably not any passing at all. There's probably 100 yards total passing because it was a super defensive game. That is how Counter-Strike is, right? If it's a shorter game, if there's a low-scoring game with not that many rounds, then the guy's going to go under, right? So I always say that about like the 38-ish range is under. It looks like he really does not have that many games played in this under range here, but you'll see that a lot of the time he is going under. When he has gone under about like 40-ish rounds, you're seeing that him going under. My computer is not functioning right now. But if you see him at about 40, you'll see that he is going under most of the time. Now we'll go to his counterpart, which is XNS, and we're going to look at him and all the games that he has gone under 40-ish rounds right here. So you're going to see most of the time he is going under when he does have that 40-ish round mark right there. And again, the lower and lower we get, so if the game was 37 rounds or 36 rounds, it's just going to get better and better and better for him for the unders. And then if we look for a higher number of rounds for a game, so 45 plus, you're going to see a lot of times he is going over. And that, of course, is going to be the same for space if we can go ahead and look at that here. So again, if it's like a 46, 47 round game, then a lot of the overs are going to hit, and you'll see that some of these games are going into overtime or going the distance, kind of like we saw in that Valorant game, okay? So it's very, very simple stuff, guys. Longer game, more kills. Shorter game equals less kills. Now, how are these guys correlated together? Because they're playing in the same game on the same team. So if the game is a long game, these guys are in the same exact game. So they're going to have the benefit of a longer game, so they're going to get more kills. If they're in the same game and it's a shorter game, then they're going to have the benefit of it being a shorter game, and these guys are going to go under together. So that's what we're hoping for, a shorter game, okay? Now, third pick of the day is Natasha Heidman, okay? And I'm kind of remembering now from last WNBA season that I really like unders in the WNBA, okay? So we took the under on, I forgot her name, but we took the under on the PRA a couple nights ago. That actually hit, but the pick missed. It went 2 of 3, and then we went 2 of 3 with Brianna Stewart last night. Now we have Heidman to go under points, 12.5 points. And again, I really do like unders in the WNBA just because it takes a lot for these girls to score points, to be quite honest with you. You will see that she is, putting up 10 shots in the last game. She makes 5 of them, which is kind of at the higher end of what she is capable of doing, to be quite honest, right? 10 shots for 5. You're seeing a lot of these games, she's only putting up 5 shots, 8 shots, 6 shots, stuff like this, right? 9 shots. So, of course, there are some games where she's putting up 15, 12 shots, but, a lot of these games back, last season, she is putting up lower than that, right? 5 to 8 shots and stuff like that, okay? So I really like this pick at 12.5. I do also like her PRA at 19.5. I really like this as well. So hopefully you guys can lock one of these in today. This is going to be the 3-man of the day. Now, just before I finish, I do want to say, what was I trying to say? I made a YouTube short today, and I wanted to get something across. I always hear in my personal life, whether it is, and I'm going to go to this screen here, but I always hear in my personal life, I tell people that I do this for YouTube or whatever, and the connotation that everyone in the world has is that Vegas wins long term. Oh, you're never going to beat Vegas. The house always wins. There's house advantage. The house always wins. Well, what does it look like right in front of you guys? Does this look like the house always wins? Like, seriously, does this look like the house always wins right here? Obviously not. We have an edge that wins long term. We have a weighted dice, whatever you want to think of it as, against Vegas, against Prizepicks, against whoever you want to, call out. We have a weighted dice. We win long term. And, it's true that most sports bettors lose long term. I've said this all the time. 95 to 99% of sports bettors lose long term. There's a reason why Vegas is multi billions of dollars of net worth. It is because most sports bettors lose long term. But of course, if you show up to an MLB game or an NFL game or an NBA game and you have no strategy and you have no head coach, you have no plays, you don't even have a quarterback, you just come super unprepared, of course you're going to lose. You're going to go 0-17 or you're going to go 0-82 in the NBA or whatever because you have no strategy whatsoever. But we have the most insane strategy known to man, right? We are like some of the best teams that you can think of, right? We're like the 90s Bulls or, the 2010s Warriors. Like, we have the strategy to win long term. Of course, if you think about the 2010s Warriors or the Thunder this season, they take some L's. Every team in the NBA ever, even the best teams ever, like the Warriors and the Bulls, they've taken L's. We're going to take L's, guys. The L's are going to come. Trust me on that. But we have a strategy that wins long term. We have a weighted dice. We win, and we are favored long term to beat Prizepicks. So take advantage of that. I've told you guys that we have a money printer on our end. You can literally put money into Prizepicks, and in a month, 2 months time, that money will become more money. Like you can put $300 in and it'll turn to 600, and then that will turn to 1,000, then that'll turn to 2,000. It is a money printer that we have going on right now and that we have done for the past 2 years, so do not miss out. I'm giving you guys a crazy good deal. And yeah, if you guys stayed and watched till the end, I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone here. By the way, sign SGA jersey is the thing here. Like, comment, subscribe every day. You guys know what it is. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you in tomorrow's video.